Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka The Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. If you're a first-time viewer, we usually delve into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning any topics up for grabs, and we'll talk about whatever. So that's a slight warning for everybody as well. Of course, if you are a first-time viewer, we fully encourage everybody to ask questions. Of course, you can always ask your questions at Kris@miniwargaming.com. Just send me an email with whatever your question might happen to be. Of course, you can always join us on Facebook. Of course, or you can always join us on Discord. Discord's been a really fantastic one. It's been a great way to stay connected with everybody, and we chat periodically, every day, almost every day, kind of thing. I'm really been enjoying it. I've been having a lot of fun. Of course, doing the game nights. If you've ever watched any of the game nights, we do the grab somebody from the chat, and we usually set up a game and have some fun and have some laughs. And usually, I get my butt kicked lately. If anybody's been watching the Dawn of War ones, I've been losing those ones for some strange reason. And it's not a strange reason. I know why I'm losing, because I just play dumb. Of course, you can always ask your questions of me, and of course, you'll get an answer from me, or you'll get an answer from the monkeys. And the monkeys are very responsive, knowledgeable. They're a good group of people, and so feel free to ask your questions. There are no dumb questions here, unless, of course, your question is how dumb am I? Then that's a pretty dumb question, I think. No, I don't know. So speaking of the monkeys, who's joining us here? We got Aquamaster, hello. Tolo, hello all, except Gim, because Eldar hate. Knitfink, hello everyone. Lord Krabby, sup you mother flowers. Mother flowers. I feel like he's replacing a word somewhere. Mother flowers. Goes to Starman Deluxe, T-10 seconds. Fear School, morning. Henry Mella, hello monkeys and Kris, hello. Aquamaster, good afternoon. George Hintz, hi. Kevin Cabal, greetings fellow paint-slinging monkeys. Paint-slinging. It's like everybody's just kind of grabbing their brush and just slapping it onto the models. Does anybody actually paint that way? I don't know. Like a Jackson Pollock painting, you know what I mean? Like just throw some primer down and then just start hitting your model with all sorts of colors. See what happens. You never know. You might have to try it actually sometime. Clean Tate, episode 171. Kris takes the piss. Yo mama. And again, it's already starting. Clumsy Juggler, hello everyone. Aquamaster, you've got music in the background. I've got music in the background. Shouldn't be any music in the background. I don't hear anything. You might hear the fan, because it's keeping me cool. Because all this enthusiasm and such, it just get all sweaty and everything like that, and just get all excited. Engineer 2G, hello. Taro Sylvast, oh hi. It's like, oh hi. Dark Commission, hi Kris and all, hello. Christine, hello monkeys. Tavo, hello everybody. Random Mob, hello folks. The Painted Goomba, hi all. The Painted Goomba. Yeah, so, of course, like I said, if you are new to the show, you can always, feel free to ask your questions. As I mentioned, there are no dumb questions, and I think one of the things I was noticing today is Citadel Games Workshop released their Paint app. I had an idea for an app for painting, and I still may yet develop it. It's quite a bit of work. Now, I was kind of concerned because I had this vision for an app a few months back, and then also Games Workshop's announcing that they're releasing a paint app, and I was like, oh my god, the idea was just floating around, and an app, and but thankfully after perusing the app today, it's different. It's very different from what I had envisioned, and so I'm not disappointed in the slightest. And so anybody who hasn't checked out that app, for any new people, it definitely will help in some regards. If you've ever wondered how, for certain miniatures and certain kind of looks on a miniature, hair's flying everywhere. It's because of the fan. How they've achieved a certain purple or, a flesh tone or whatever. And they got model examples, and you can just click it, and you can just click the tone, and you can have a look. And they break it down. And it's all broken down very easily how Games Workshop has been showcasing painting in recent years, and so it's very it's consistent with how they've been showing painting. Now, you're not going to, I don't know if anybody advanced or high intermediate, I don't know whatever that is, or advanced. I'm not really sure what advanced is either, but I think it's a good thing. I'm looking at it, and I'm liking it because sometimes you're just kind of curious on how they achieved a certain kind of look. What colors were they using to achieve a certain kind of look? And it's all there, and I really like that. I also really like that it's got the little paint inventory, which is kind of like in the back of the codexes for the digital versions, where you can kind of do your miniature collection, and you kind of just click, and you've got whatever miniatures you have, right? And this does the same thing with the paints, and it's it's got all the brushes and stuff. I sometimes I only briefly looked at it this morning. I kind of wish that, for example, the paint brushes, it was a little bit more clear as to which brush was which, and also what kind of brush do they recommend for a particular kind of job. I think that would have been very helpful for a lot of new people as well. It might be something they might incorporate later on if anybody from Games Workshop's watching, which they're most likely not, but you never know. But yeah, so far, just quickly perusing it, I like it, and I think it'd be very, very helpful for a lot of new people out there, definitely. So, and it's free. Why not? It's free. So, why not download it and give it a look, and see all the color swatches, and they give you very helpful hints as far as say for red, going for a dark red, light red, kind of a bloody red, whatever like that. You can go black, you can go dark gray, metal, you know what I mean? And they break it all down for you, and it's for very new people, it's very, very helpful. Very, very. I would agree that it's very, very helpful. Where are we in the comments? Random Mob, hello. Lord Krabby, Kris, doing the Blood Bowl tourney with friends today at the house. Go Team Skull Crushers. Well, good luck. Home league, always fun. Good for a laugh. Hopefully everybody's spirits are high, and they're not high on spirits too much. It's kind of early in the day because, Lord Krabby, I'm pretty sure you're on the West Coast, and it's still morning for you, so hopefully you're not already tanked by this hour. Jeez Louise. Chris Deneen, nice to take a break from Morty to watch Kris. The brushes were starting to smoke. Gotta finish them before a tourney tomorrow. Wow. Everybody's getting into the whole tourney thing. I like playing in tourneys or tournaments, whichever vernacular you prefer. I like them because they help motivate getting painting done, getting your army done, and you know it's a deadline, and so you know you want to go for it. And of course, you know, if it's a bigger tournament, you want to, you know, get better paint jobs done, get the display board done, you know, get all these kind of things done, and you know make a presentation of it all. And you know, I mean, like I like tournaments. You know, they're a lot of fun, and you know, I mean, like, because how random everything is, and you know, stuff like that. I mean, you can rely on good tactics, you can rely on a good army list, but I mean, if the dice aren't with you, you know, nothing you can do about it, right? So, oh well, what are you gonna do? I think I missed this one too. Bitsbox, yeah, hey y'all. I'm sorry, Bitsbox. I missed your name there when I was doing the roll call. Random mob. Hoping Kris will inspire me to finally finish my Luta. Hopefully. I'm not sure what I can do to help you inspire you to, other than get to work, get painting. Maybe a slap on the face is what you need. Just come in like that. Raziel Wargamer. Hey monkeys, hola Kris. George Hintz. What is it called? What called? The Citadel. It's just going to the. Well, I don't know if it's for both mobile systems. I don't know if it's for Google or Android and iOS. I have iOS, and I just went in and searched Citadel Paint, and it came right up. I going to assume it's for Android as well, and I would assume searching Citadel Paint will probably bring it up. So give it a look. Kilo 8878. Hello monkeys and Kris. It's been a long time. Yes, it has been a long time. It's been a while since I've read that name. Kilo 8878. It sounds like we're in the military. Kilo 11. Red team go. Tavo. Why not download it? Made the mistake of getting myself a Nokia phone. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the problem is there. Nokia doesn't do like Android or iOS. You just, well, how do you get apps? How do you get apps on a Nokia? Like, what's the draw for a Nokia phone if you can't do the app thing? Oh, maybe like Google Play or something. Maybe. Kevin Cabal, where are you, Krabby? Vancouver Island here. Oh, Lord Krabby, he's in, I think, like San Diego or something like that. Something like that. I can't remember. Anyway. Lord Krabby, Westchester. Oh, I thought you were in the West Coast, Lord Krabby. I thought, okay, well then it's past noon, so I guess you're okay to imbibe. I would have swore, like, Lord Krabby, that you were on the West Coast. I would have swore it. I would have, like, they would have had a gun to my head. It would look like, you know, like I'd have had a bunch of guys in ski masks all standing behind me, and I'm all beat up looking and everything. And then, where's Lord Krabby? And he's on the West Coast. Yeah, it's kind of grim, I know, but anyway. Random mob. Speaking of slaps, the video with Cork was great. You know what? Oh man, I should try and see if I can. I don't know if I can, because there's a couple outtakes to it. We got that in the second take. The first take was me kind of like karate chopping him and like kind of like in the jaw. It's kind of funny. Damn it. I don't know if I can. No, I'd have to finagle a couple things to bring it over to the Windows computer. Anyway, where am I? Kevin Cabal, only 9:15 here, so no rum yet. Mad Cow Crazy, exactly 12 hours behind us here in Finland. Whew, Finland. Kevin Cabal, we are dedicated watchers of Kris worldwide. Yeah, I know, because there's a few cats in Australia, I think, that watch sometimes. I know they've commented before that they're in Australian, wow, exciting. You know what? Let's see. I'm gonna give this an attempt here. I am going to do a couple things here, and I'm going to see if I can bring this up here. Let's bring it over to. No, we don't want that. No. Okay, let's put the file over here, and I'm pretty sure, was this the first take or the second take?
All right. So I came up with a list.
Sorry,
of my Chaos Demons. I think it's gonna be really.
I think it's the whole thing there. Hold on, I'm looking through the videos here. Okay, yeah, this is the small one. Okay, good. Okay, let's import it over here. See if it'll import without ruining my stream. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the stream. Where are we in the comments? Lord Krabby, 1913 inch. 1913 inch. Say what? Lord Krabby. No, the Dark Angels forgive you this time, Chris. Christine, cats in Australia. No pause right there. Now pause. Mad Cow Crazy. Chris, seeing that everlasting wet palette Kickstarter that starts on my birthday next week. Pointless waste of money, as you can make your own or something interesting to look at. Sure. I mean, Privateer Press makes a wet palette. There are other artist companies out there that produce wet palettes. I mean, like, sure, if you got something interesting to offer, which I think, if anybody's looking for a wet palette, I don't think theirs is a bad option at all. It comes with like magnetic sides, so you can put attach like little paint cups to the thing. And like it's got like the little paint holder brush and everything like that. It's nice and shallow looking. I have no idea how big this thing is because I've not seen it personally. But otherwise, it doesn't seem like a bad investment. I mean, it all depends, I guess, how much they're charging for it. I mean, if it's like $50, then that's probably too much. But if they're charging somewhere in that $20 range, I don't think that's unreasonable. But I mean, it's all really what do you want to spend, because I mean, like for some people out there, they might not want to go look for the materials to assemble their own paint palette, wet palette, and it might be a good option for them, so who's to say, really? I mean, yes, it's kind of like the argument for terrain, right? Anybody can make terrain out of garbage and bits and bobs and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Why would I want to spend $100 on this, this building when I can make, out of $100 worth of material, I can make 100 buildings, right? So it's the same kind of thing. It's for some people, it's a bit of a time thing. They don't really have the time, and they don't have the inclination, and so they want something that's kind of ready-made versus some of us who would just prefer to make their own things and do their own things, and because that's part of the hobby, whereas so it's all up in the air. I mean, do you really need it? I mean, for me personally, do I need it? No, because I have my wet palette I made for $4, and that's $4 I spent 5 years, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I made that 7 years ago, so yeah. The P3 one is roughly $20. And so it's around that price point that it's not, it's not unreasonable. It's a little bit, it's a little high, but I mean, we're talking about something that's specifically designed. Now the P3 one, I'm actually not entirely sold on that one. That one seems too deep. And the one that the Kickstarter, who is it again? Who are the guys called? The Everlasting. I don't know what the company's called though. But the product's called the Everlasting Wet Palette. What intrigues me about theirs is theirs looks nice and shallow, and I think that's really key. The wet palette should be shallow. Any deeper, like, so I've seen some people use like big pieces like Tupperware that's this deep with a big kitchen sponge and put the paper on top. I don't know. I mean, like, if you're used to it, sure, but I mean, it doesn't seem very comfortable. I'm used to the palette just being kind of flat on the surface and just kind of go like that rather than kind of on this big deep kind of thing, right? So again, it's all personal preference. It's all what you want to spend. You know, I mean, if you want to make it yourself, I mean, there's cheap options out there, as well as, you know, options that you can buy. You know, let me double check here. Let me see. Okay, that said that's a complete. So I'm going to come over here, and I am going to try and not mess this up. Let's go here. And then let's go here. Download. Download anyway. I don't care if there's viruses. I don't care if there's viruses. Run free. Run free. Okay, it's downloading. Did it download? Hell yeah, download. Okay. So, let's go. Yeah, I suppose I could just add it right to this stream right here. Let's try this. So media. Sorry, it's Windows. I gotta go through everything. It's wheel mouse. Wheel mouse. Isn't that kind of a satisfying sound though? The little clickety clack of the wheel mouse. Click click click. Clickety clack. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that one was more like a karate chop to the face. And also I'm smiling more in that one because that was the first take. But yeah. Yeah, that was a karate chop. Yeah, let's go back again. One more time for everybody. I said one more time. Play. Yeah, so it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. That was just a little preview for everybody that caught the video. It was on Facebook there yesterday. If you haven't watched that one, basically the premise was that, you know, Quirk makes a list, and you know, it's such a cheesemo beardy kind of list. You know, it's just one of those things that, you know, you're not going to be making any friends playing this kind of list, and so I was embodying, you know, the internet, the response to such a list, and I just come in and just, yeah, and just slap. Random mob, he's such a trooper. He is. You know what though? He's a bit of a sadist or masochist? Sadist. Sadist likes getting slapped up, right? Yeah, he's a bit of a sadist. So, anytime you can, you know, hurt him and humiliate him, he's all for it. He lives for it. That's why he gets picked for these things, because he is a bit of a sadist. And so, yeah, I mean, all he's missing is the leather gear and like a chain around his neck, and he'd be happy as a clam, I think. Where am I? Lazy monkey. I'll stick with my sub $5 wet palette. That's me. Looks nice though, if that's your thing. So look at like the Forge World versus Cancer Cast. Pay $12.40 pound for Warlord Titan, or $300 from China. Yeah, but it smells like gasoline, and you know you've got quality. Yeah, China Cast. Who knows what kind of chemicals they're? I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's Cancer Cast. That's the right term for it. It's Cancer Cast, because who knows what cancer you're getting from it, right? I mean, like for me, like all my flyers and such like that. So I got all the flyers, and well, Armor Cast, that's old resin anyway. But anyway, yeah, those are all legit Forge Roll, because you know, I don't know, just dealing with overseas companies like that have you know, that are kind of fly by night. You know, how do you know they're not going to take your money and run, right? I mean, I can make some China Cast company name up and show a bunch of pictures that are, ripped from other sites and, charge people and then bye-bye, so anyway, because there's no repercussions. There's no repercussions trying to prosecute somebody in China. It's not going to happen. Resin working at my cow. The wet pellet is supposed to remain wet without bleeding or molding. If that's an important concern, then there you go. Lazy monkey, damn Kris, that's a loud mouse. It is a loud mouse, but it's so satisfying. Listen. It's clickety click, clickety click, click, clickety click, Bob a trick. Kurt Krishon, school work delayed my arrival. Hello, fellow monkeys. Hello. Lord Krabby, knowing you, Kris, you actually hit him. Yeah, I did hit him. That was a full-on hit, man. Didn't you see his face rippling as I hit him? Like his. Now, mind you, if it was reversed and he hit me, oh man, it would look like somebody smacking a waterbed. Like if he hit me, and you would just see like all these ripples like across my face. Yeah, who knows? My face might even fall off at that point. Yeah, you know what? We should just go around and film a bunch of videos of people just getting slapped in the face. Maybe. Maybe. Mad Cow Cruiser, you were too close to actually slap him, so it was more like an open palm punch. Yeah, that first one was more like, and I hit him like in the jaw area, so like that's why like it really kind of hurt, and it was more like a judo chop. But the one that you see in the video that we posted, I went with more open palm, and it was like on the cheek that time, and so it was like, so that was a good one. We got it in 2 takes though. I wanted to do more takes, but we got it in 2. Mad Cow Crazy, sadists like to slap. So does that make me a sadist? And then Quirk the masochist. Mad Cow Crazy, masochists like to get slapped. Okay, so sadists like to slap, masochist likes to be slapped. Okay, got it. Have to write it down left and right. Because I was always taught to keep my pimp hand strong, right? So, and I took my ring off too because I thought we were going to do it this hand, and I took my ring off because I didn't want to give Quirk a concussion or anything. Oh man! Kevin Cabal, Way the Brush Gimp Suit. Way the Brush Gimp Suit. Oh, I don't know if we'll be selling those anytime soon. Lazy Monkey at Kris. Cancer Cast. Motivation to paint your minis to hopefully smell in some of the carcinogens. And hopefully to smell in, or seal in some of the carcinogens. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. No, Cancer Cast, yeah, I mean like, a deal's a deal kind of thing, but I mean, what's your health worth? Because I mean like I have played with Cancer Cast in the past. And I mean, I was doing a towel flyer, and I was cleaning the back, getting this because it was like really rough on the back of the model, and I was cleaning it, and it was like somebody had just poured gasoline in my hands. It was like the smell was just overwhelming. I mean, it didn't help that I had a rotary tool that was just kind of like just heating it up and just kind of like activating it. But holy crap! I mean, what kind of damn resin are they using that it smells like gasoline? Like, what kind of resin can they possibly be using? I mean, you go and pick up, regular urethane resin. It does not smell like that. I mean, it's carcinogenic if you bring up the flakes and, you're sanding or whatever, and then the little, powder is flying around the area. You breathe that in, and yeah, you end up, unhealthy. But I mean, it doesn't smell like gasoline. So I don't know what the hell they're doing that there's gasoline in their resin. Like, what kind, like, I don't get it. Like, are they deliberately trying to kill people? Is that what it is? Like, is it a plot from China that they're just going to kill everybody who's into models, that they're just, we're going to kill them all, and, because, man, it don't make no sense. Mad Cow Crazy, well, PayPal chargeback gave you your money back. Okay. The Mobius, how much are Mini Wargaming charging to slap Quirk? I'm willing to do remortgage. Just come in and just slap Quirk. You know what? Come for a visit. You probably get to anyway. Just come and just lay him a good one. Mad Go Crazy. Or the price of the Everlast is £25 or $30. Yeah, that's getting up there. I mean, I'd really like to see something of value for that amount. But I mean, like I said, it's got the magnetic things where you can put the cups on. Is that worth the $30? Some of you, maybe. Me personally, you know, I'd like to see a little bit more for my $30 value. You could do a fundraiser every $10 you slap them. Yeah, you could. Logan Lowe. So I have a quick question on how you paint metallic red tutorial without airbrush. What if you use gold paint instead of silver for the base? Would it have a similar effect? No, with gold you would have a much warmer red. Now, in the previous video, when I was working on my links, I had shown painting my links gold. I think I was using Citadel's gold, or I might have been using Minotaur's gold. But it's a really bright gold. And I used magenta. Because, I mean, if you know your color theory, you know yellow and magenta make red, right? And so I used magenta on top of the yellow, and it gave me a nice deep red. And then, of course, I went in with a bit more magenta, and I think I actually came in with a bit of blue afterwards, just to deepen up some of the shadows, just to give me a bit more of almost a purplish tinge. But otherwise, yeah, it was gold and magenta. Now, if you're using it really depends on what colors you're using, right? I mean, if you're using the Forge World red, that Forge World red is very vibrant red. It's very vibrant. It's not like Bloodletter with the glaze color. It's not like that. It's a very vibrant red on its own. And sitting on top of silver, it covers fantastically. Covering it on top of gold, a bright gold, would give you a warmer red. It would be closer towards the oranges, but it'd be a much warmer red. It'd probably be a little bit closer to like a hot rod kind of red, versus on top of silver, it gives you much more just a kind of stoplight kind of red, just basically kind of a basic even kind of red. Now, if you're using Minotaur's red is kind of already got oranges in it, so it can sit on top of the silvers just fine, and it would probably go really warm on top of gold. If you're using Tamiya's you can do on top of silver, and it should be nice bright red, and if you went on top of gold, it should give you a warmer red. So it's really what kind of red you're after. Are you after more of a warmer red, or more of a stark kind of pure red? It's really up to you as to which kind of red you want. How to paint it without the airbrush? What if you use? Yeah. So yeah, and of course, yeah, I've shown basically, you know, doing that with and without the airbrush. So doing it by bristle brush, and doing it by bristle brush, it does take more time. But I mean, like I think that's a given. We know any technique that you can do on airbrush, you can do by brush. It just takes a little bit more time to do by bristle brush. You know what I mean? Anything you can do on airbrush, you can do with a bristle brush. It just takes a bit more time and practice. And that's it. Airbrush is really, for our needs, only speed up our process. That's it. It doesn't make you a better painter. It just allows you to paint quicker and evenly. But I mean, you can still mess up your paint jobs with an airbrush. But Lord Krabby, Kris, do you see the new giveaway from Mini Wargaming with the new knight and the new painting company? That knight is amazing. Decals are so amazing. No, I did not. No, I didn't actually. Who's the company? Great Death Angel. Hello, all. Logan Lowe. You can ask him to play front hand, backhand. Front hand, backhand? I'm not familiar with that one. Is that like, do you come back twice? Or is it, you do one hand, then he does one, then you do it back, and then he does it back? I don't know. I used to play those kind of stupid games all the time when I was younger. All these, you know, tough kid kind of games. So. Anyway. Mad Cow Crazy. What's with that ring anyway? You've had it for many years. Weird fetish wedding ring or some Indian memento of your first kill? From what I read... Oh, it's a different kind of question. The ring? The ring? The ring is the source of all power. Matt Crazy, from what I've read, China casters dilute the resin with antifreeze to get more out of it. Oh, that sounds about right. They probably grind down tumors into it as well, or perhaps is the China air that they get in the resin. Yeah, it could be the China air. Ooh. Yeah, just polluted and crap. Ugh. Bah, 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 bah. The Mobius. Should I send an email? Sure, why not? Send an email. Send an email. In fact, what time are we at here? Holy crap, we're already past 12:30. Probably should get to an email. George hints there is over 50 apps for painting and scale modeling. Okay. Like on like the Google or App Store? Really? Is there that many? I didn't really know. Jeff Alston. Soup. It's time for soup? Is that what you're saying? It's time for soup. Random Mob Quirk would probably let you go first in Rochambeau. Yeah, he's that kind of cat. He'd probably just, go ahead. Do it. He's was it sadist? No, masochist. He's a masochist. I had to go back on my notes. Yeah, so Quirk's a masochist. We're gonna have to get him a gimp suit. I don't know if you'd ever see it on the main channel though, because I just don't think you would. George hints Scale 75 has their own paint remover. It brush on paint remover. Cool. Interesting. I've not seen it. I know Scale 75 has been lacking in one particular department. Their paints are fantastic, but they've been lacking. And what they've been lacking is all the auxiliary products, the mediums, and things like that. That their paint line has been lacking. But I mean, if they're starting to get into all this other stuff, we're going to start seeing more, glaze mediums and varnishes and mixing mediums and, gloss and matte and satin and, all these things. Fantastic. Because I've been waiting. Oh, airbrush medium and airbrush thinner. Yeah, it'd be nice to see an airbrush thinner from them. In fact, I think they do. I think they already have that, actually. Anyway, let's do an email. Headphones time. Kids. Email time. Email time. This one's from C.W. Kreiner. Kreiner? I always say Kreiner, but I mean it's probably something else. Anyway. Last week you asked what paint I was using, and the answer is standard GW Citadel paints. I got the glossy and wet fur look by accident by not shaking my non-oil enough before using it. Okay. And so, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so here's a little Viking Duder. Let's go here. Yeah, here we go. Viking Duder. Very cool. Nice. Paint looks like it's where it's supposed to be. Looks like a little warrior girl here. Maybe a Valkyrie of some sort or whatever. Very cool. He's like D&D. Holy man, Cerberus. Cerberus? Is it two heads? Cerberus? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Greek mythology. Yeah. Now, if you want to knock down that shine on fur, because because why not? I mean, I don't know if you prefer it glossy like that, but if you want to bring it to like a matte finish, you can just give it like a light coat of Lamian medium. If you're using Citadel colors, give it a light coat of Lamian medium, and that'll give it a matte finish. I do like the contrast between matte and gloss and satins on models. I actually will finish off models, with those kind of things. Oh, look at that. That's creepy. yeah, just to give like certain effects and things like that. Just just for contrast, visual contrast. I mean, like I like some things to have a gloss finish, and some things have a matte finish. Like for example, like fur would have like a matte finish. Now there's arguments for glossy fur as well, but I guess he said wet fur, right? So anyway, but armor and things like that, I like kind of a bit of a gloss to them. Just some stuff like that. Let's do another email. This is from DZ Saber. I don't get to catch your live since I'm at my friendly local gaming store when you are live, but I found Way the Brush a couple months back and started way back in episode 154, and I finally caught up and am current. After 35 years in the scale model side of the hobby, I'm having a blast with my 40K models. Still learning some of the techniques from the gaming side, but I can't bring myself to do edge highlighting on the vehicles. You and the monkeys have helped me gain some confidence in my abilities outside of the scale modeling realm. I don't normally take pictures on my model since I do videos for my channel, but I will definitely start. So I will share my work. Anyway, I thought I would share my Malcador model, heavily drawing on my historical scale model experience, including weathering. It isn't the normal GW painting style, but it is exactly what I was going for, even down to the scale antenna and mud and wear effects on the spawns and casings. Interested in your perspective though. I painted this before I was able to get my airbrush replaced, so all the paint was with brush. Wow. Okay, so let's have a look. This is his Melkador. Yeah, there we go. Very, very cool. It's all hand painted, so that's a lot of work. Looks pretty darn clean to me. Nice and neat. I like the little company mark in there. That's pretty cool. I see a little bit of mud there on the tracks. Very cool. Okay, yeah. So that's like that company marking the transfer, because those edges are so clean. Oh yeah, look at the tiny little antenna. Wait, can we see the antenna in that one? No, I don't. I can barely see it. Let's go over here. Very, very cool. And the mud is just caked on there. Now, would there be mud in the tracks as well? Like if it was muddy like down here in the bottom, would there be like, would the tracks be caked in mud like in between the tracks? Very, very interesting. Very cool. It's a bit tricky sometimes, those little areas in there, because you got to turn it extremely that way, paint it, turn it back the other way, paint the other side, Be a bit tricky. Decals are nice and clean. Very well hidden. You can't even tell they're decals. Very nice. Are you going to highlight your camouflage colors like the beige, the brown, and the green? Are those plans? Oh, okay. These tracks are kind of dirty. Okay. I was just thinking, like, because like how much mud was caked onto the tank, Like, would there be a lot of mud in the tracks? Oh, is that it? Oh, that's it. Well, thank you for sending that in. DZ. I didn't get a name. We'll just say DZ Saber. Very cool. I liked it. I mean, entirely by hand. That's awesome. The edge highlighting thing, I mean, you could probably do a bit of edge highlighting on that model, but I think really really dry brushing could have been your friend there. For example, going with like a slightly lighter green, and then just lightly dry brushing over the green areas. With the tan areas, just a lighter color, come in, just lightly dry brush those. On your metallics, I think a little bit more contrast, I think could be used, like on the gun barrels and such. But I think, if you're going to go like as far as like the weathering on the mud on the tracks, I think like the bolt heads and stuff like that, you could get some weathering going on. I think scorching on the guns also would have been kind of cool. But otherwise, really fantastic work. Thank you for sending that in. Awesome stuff. I'd like to see what kind of scale models you've been doing. Like you said, you're coming from a scale modeling side of stuff. I'd like to know. I'd like to see some of your other stuff. I mean, this show isn't just about Warhammer 40K. I mean, this is about painting in general and the hobby. And I know that a lot of scale modelers. There's a lot of techniques that come from the scale modeling world that have trickled down into the miniature painting world, and vice versa. So, I'd like to see some of the other stuff as well. So keep that in mind as well. Next email is from John. Whoa, War Budgies. Oh, this one. He said, just thanks for the shout out during the show. Much appreciated. The Heretic Commander's head is bear from the Caius Typhon. He's about 83% sure that it was based on Mini Wargamer Rob. Also attached to the Morton Joe Pig screenshot nonsense. Cheers, John. Yeah, so if you recall from the previous show about the commissar that had the different head from Forge World, yeah, that's what he was talking about there. And then, of course, this scary ass picture. Just because some of you might not have enough nightmares, there you go. I did this actually as my profile pic on the Facebook page, but yeah. So anybody who is trouble getting to sleep, yeah, I should have put a spoiler alert. Spoiler, don't look. If you ever want to go back to sleep again. Okay, one more email. Anything pressing in the comments? I'm not seeing anything in the comments. This is from Nathan. Hey Chris, here's an update on my Ultramarines. To answer your question, the weathering on the transfers is on purpose. I use the sponge brush following your video on weathering. Cool. This week I finished a Sergeant Cronus for my apothecary and the pred. I also included a group picture of everything I've got done in the last few weeks and sent you pics of. And so let's have a peek at what he's gotten done. So very cool. Let's see his dreads. Oh man, that dreadnought's just huge, huh? Very cool. More. Very nice. Can we zoom in? Nice. Somebody, the apothecary. Somebody kneeling here. Very nice. Everybody can hear my mouse. Everybody hears the mouse. That's Cronus, I believe. Or is that Cronus? I don't know. Space Marines. They all look the same to me. Yeah, so it's very cool that he's weathering the symbols to give them a bit of wear. If you're weathering the symbols, why not weather some of the corners on the vehicles and such? Give them a little bit more, I don't know, not oomph, but anyway. I'll send a couple other pictures here too. Yeah, well, like why not? Like if you're gonna weather the decals, right? Because I mean, like you're doing a really great job weathering those. Like why not put a little bit more wear and tear onto the vehicles? Just give them a little bit more character, you know? But good stuff. Thank you for sending that in. Yeah. Nope, wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. So thank you, Nathan, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Very awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Back to the comments. Where are we in the comments? I have no idea. Matt got crazy. But the Gimp is sleeping. Well, you're just going to have to go wake him up. Now, won't you? Name that movie, Kris. That's Pulp Fiction, dude. That's Pulp Fiction. That's one of my favorite movies. Not scenes, though. That's not one of my favorite scenes, though, in that movie, though. My favorite scene is the Christopher Walken scene. The one that's just terribly dark is when John Travolta's turning around talking to Marvin, and he ends up capping Marvin. And then of course just the whole scene with Samuel when they're first initially getting the briefcase. That's all just fantastic stuff. And of course, the John Travolta stuff with Eric Stoltz is really good. It's all really good. It's a really great movie. If you've never seen Pulp Fiction, oh my God, get out from whatever rock you're living under and go watch the movie. Lazy Monkey at Kris, just get Quirk to a Gimp shirt. I'm sure there's one out there. You know what though? He has one of those. It's like a full body costume thing. It's like this nylon cover thing, but like it covers your head, it covers your face, and like it leaves like this white kind of like miney kind of thing, and like it's got like a bow tie. Anyway, it's like this full body suit, but like it's just one piece, and it's really creepy to look at. Like it's just creepy. It's creepy, and Quirk's creepy because he's a masochist. So. G squared. Hey monkeys, better late than never. Better late than never. Is it better late than never? Some would argue. Soviet Sky? I don't know. Those are Polish Air Force roundels on the Malkador. Cool. Is that what that company marketing was supposed to be on that? Cool. The kind of checker thing. Interesting. Didn't know. Had no idea. But I assume he's a scale modeler, and he probably have whack ton of decals sitting around his shop. So yeah, I would assume. Of course, you know what happens when you assume, right? Random mob, having a flashback to my game against Guard yesterday. My orcs were blasted to pieces. Lazy Monkey, the engine calls out for some oil and grime. Yeah, exactly. Well, I think because he was already throwing the mud onto the tank, and I think some grime on the wheels, some edging wear and stuff like that. I think some of the camouflage could have been picked out. Just a little bit of dry brushing. And I think a little bit of the metals could have used a little bit more contrasts. But he's coming from the scale modeling side, and the scale modeling side, they don't go into that very rich color depth. When you look at scale model people, like their kits, they often rely on the actual paint to achieve the desired look, rather than artificially creating the look. So, like for example, like non-metallic metal, that'd be very rare to see that in the scale modeling world, because it's not to scale, right? The scale model is flat colors, and the ambient light, creates the look. And I mean, I'm just trying to think of. I only have like Star Wars kits, and they're not really accurate, like scale model kits. I mean, I wish I had some like World War II kits or something like that to show you guys, or some planes or something, But anyway, yeah. So it's a different mindset from scale modeling to miniature painting, even though both are miniatures, right? But the scale modelers paint a completely different way than us miniature wargamer painters, right? So we like to go for more contrast because we have a bunch of these things on the table, and it's just visually more striking, right? If you look at some of the wargamers that play like Bolt Action and what's the other one? Flames of War. You know, they keep their paint jobs more like how scale modelers paint their models. Flat colors, quick wash, maybe some weathering, you know. And that's about it. They don't go into edge highlighting. They don't go into shading and, you know, and stuff like that. They don't do a lot of that because it's not necessary, because the scale, it gives you that representation. You know what I mean? And so that's what it's all about. Cock King 5555 with the brush 171. My scale is big. I don't know what that means. Two Guns Painting. Greeny Kris. Hello to all. Hello. Hello. G squared. Kris talk about nightmares. Mikey Egan. Morph Suit. Slenderman. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And Quirk is like really thin. Like he's like AIDS thin. So like, you know, that looks really creepy on him. And yeah, so Lazy Monkey at Kris. Quirk needs to do a bat rep in that suit. that'd be scary. Surprise one of the visitors with it, all on the camera, of course. It'd be like WWE, only at mini wargaming and with miniatures. Yeah, no. No. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Pulp Fiction's on my list of watch when Home Alone movies. My parents are not the type of tons of guns and swearing. Oh, they don't like movies with lots of guns and swearing. Well, yeah, that's a bit of a damper. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, if you got your parents' permission to watch it, you know, I mean, it is a rated R movie, and it's a well-deserved R. But I mean, it's cinema history, and I mean, if you are a cinema buff, and maybe you're going to go into school one day and take up cinema, and you know, that's going to be on your course to learn, you know, how to do things, because there's so many things that movie gets right as far as good movie making is concerned. Sorry, my hair is like all put. This fan is like blowing my hair everywhere. I gotta kill this fan. There we go. Cripes. Hair keeps going into my mouth. Oh. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so if you like, I mean, like, you know, tell your parents. I mean, like, you know, this is a movie I want to watch. It's rated R. It's, you know, it's got lots of swearing, some guns. It's not a lot of guns. It's a Tarantino movie. It's all about the dialogue and the characters and, you know, stuff like that. It's not, you know, although they will drop some N-bombs in there as well. But, you know, again, it's Tarantino. It's to be expected. But I mean, you know, it's cinema history, man. It's a good movie. Oh, Mad Cow Crazy. We speak about using real blood for the best blood effects and real mud for mud effects. What about using real oil for oil effects? I think it wouldn't dry, right? I mean, and who the hell's using real blood for blood effects? I mean, like, I don't know who's doing that. What sort of crazy nut is out there cutting his finger, put blood on the sword of his model? I mean, that's a little extreme. That's not wrong. It's just a little extreme. I mean, you know, it's been known some artists out there have, you know, cut their fingers and smeared their blood on the canvas, and you know, but hey, it's expression, right? Clayton Tate, I tried to paint though, and watch Preacher last night, and I ended up just watching Preacher and thinking, what the hell's going on? Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, like, whenever I'm painting, I know there's a lot of people out there who are doing this hobby and maybe even watching me, but usually it sounds like everybody's kind of like listening to me. But I mean, like, whenever I'm sitting down to paint and such, I don't have like a movie on, especially something I'm familiar with or something I've never seen, because both will distract me. I prefer to have music on, and I prefer to have music that I'm familiar with, that I've liked, and you know what I mean, that I can just kind of, you know, chill out and groove, and you know what I mean. And you know, that's how I sit down and get my painting done. Is I often have to have music playing, just to kind of drown out the background thoughts. You know, just kind of, you know, basically keep the crazy thoughts at bay, kind of thing. And you know, having a movie on, like if I had Star Wars on, I'd end up just watching Star Wars. I wouldn't get any painting done. I'd just end up watching the movie, you know. So I don't know how a lot of people can put on a movie and paint at the same time, because you're going to be doing both half-assed, and you know, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I know there's a lot of people out there who do it, and I can't imagine how they do. I mean, like, do they have, like, you know, like a bipolar thing going on where, you know, one half of the brain concentrates on this and one half of the brain concentrates on that? I don't know. And I'm sure that's not how bipolar works, but either. But what I'm saying, though, is that, you know, like, does their brain, you know, they can designate the two tasks at once, kind of thing? I don't know. G squared. Kris, real blood. Angelina Jolie. What about her? I don't know that. I don't get the reference. I don't get the reference. Tolo, that's quirky. That's quirky. Mad Cow Crazy, come on, Kris. We all know Slanesh players produce their own paint medium. Oh, jeez. Now, we're getting into that realm of creepy weird. Dark Commission, you win. Way of the Brush, episode 171. Music calms the savage painter. I like that one right there. You win, Dark Commission. You win. What do you win? Nothing, apparently, because I can't change the damn title. Oh. I don't know what the hell happened there. Why won't it let me do this? Why does it want to fight me? I don't know. Why does it want to fight me? All the time it wants to fight me. Come on. Oh, for the love of Pete. Let's go live. Oh, piss off. Am I still streaming? I better still be streaming. I wanted to... I used to be able to do it just like right from the video, and you know, it'd be fine. For whatever reason, doesn't want to let me do that. YouTube, in all their wisdom, want to make things difficult for me. Just let me change the friggin' thing. Just let me change it. Let me change it. Come on. Oh. Okay, edit video. Go. Oh, friggin' hell. I give up. I give up. I give up. Maybe, no, I can't do it. Can I do it from here? Maybe I can do it from here. Maybe there's some backward thing I can do here. Maybe I can do it from here. Music calm the savage painter. And that's Control C. Ah, here we go. I can do it from here. Because window or YouTube hasn't messed me up on this end. There we go. Go. Save. Oh, now it won't save. Save. Save! Oh, screw it. I'm going to cry. I'm done with this mucking about. Jeez Louise. Where are we? Mad Cow Crazy. I listen to audiobooks when I build. Best way to keep my thoughts at bay. Yeah, exactly. Great Death Angel. I mostly paint while sleeping. Huh? You paint while sleeping? How the hell do you do that? Now, only if I can somehow get those painted models when I wake up. Funny. G squared. She had a vial of her blood and Billy Bob's blood in a necklace. Oh, okay. But she wasn't like painting with it or anything, was she? So she wasn't directing movies with it, was she? Was she? I don't know. Kevin Cabal, audiobooks are good to listen while painting as well. LOL, missed your comment, Mad Cow Crazy. Clayton Tate audiobooks and podcasts are amazing painting fuel. Yes, I would agree. Just something kind of, just playing in the background, kind of listen to, kind of keep your thoughts together and, just kind of keep it, hobby and focused and, on the hobby, right? Mad Cow Crazy. Been thinking about buying frozen mice for feeding snakes. Skinning them and using the skins on my Necron flayed ones, but not sure if that'd be too creepy or not. I'm going to go with creepy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with creepy. That would be creepy. I would not recommend that. Mainly because, well, I mean, unless you are tanning and treating the skins, those things are gonna rot and smell, and they're can be disgusting. You're gonna attract all sorts of bacteria that could be harmful to your health, on top of already whatever bacteria that was on the mouse when it did perish. I would not recommend it. That would be very, very disturbing. The Mobius, episode 171, bipolar, N-bombs, and AIDS skinny. G squared, equally creepy in my opinion. Definitely. It's, I mean, it goes without saying, yeah, it's creepy. I mean, it's, anything outside the norm, like in those kind of regards, especially when you're dealing with kind of morbid type subject matter, yeah, it's creepy, But, oh well. Lazy Monkey, add Mad Cow Crazy. Depends on who you play with. Yeah, if you're playing with Jeffrey Dahmer, sure, feel free, and if you can keep them from stinking up the place, yeah, that's the other concern, right? Anthony B. Kris, where's the beers at? After the morning I've had, I will need a few. You know what? Yeah, I need a few too. I just realized that. You know what? It's past 1 now. Beers. Beers. Get them beers. Dark Commission at Kris. My last episode title was Spreading Discord. Need I say more? Episode 162. What was 162? We're 171. Holy crap, that was 10 weeks ago. Probably more than that because I had vacation through the summer. So, yeah. Soviet AIDS mice. Ugh. Yeah, you can get AIDS from mice. Come on now. That's craziness. You don't want to be crazy, do you? Let's do some emails because we can. And because we will. Mostly because we can. Headphones. Email time. Email time. And of course, we always have to thank Guy Alfer, aka Carl, for those wonderful email jingles. His channel, Beer and Blood Bowl. I think he's actually doing something right now. He's live. Otherwise, I think Carl would probably be here, but I think he's attending something Blood Bowl related right now. I think he's doing something on his channel. He's live right now, I believe. I seen like a little notification or something. But anyway, we have to thank that fella all the time because we have to. Because I mean, like it's so much fun, that email jingle. So it's just, it brings a smile to my face every time I play it. Anywho, wait, what is this? Okay, no, it's two-parter. Here we go. This is from my buddy Tyler, Slapdash Minis. This is an email from him. He does do a commission service, but I guess he hasn't been doing it lately. So I don't know. Busy with life and everything like that, as everybody can understand, I think. Anywho, hey duder. So believe it or not, I actually wet my brush. It's only been like a year. Smiley face. He spelt smiley face. So attached is a pic of heroes I painted from my Mice and Mystics. The question though is this: how would you paint the bugs? I asked this because of your voyage into painting with nail polish. Interesting. Also, if mini working doesn't work out for you, you can now open a nail shop. Monkeys, time to suggest nail shop names for Kris. What kind? Okay, yeah, okay. What if I was to open up a nail shop? What would the name be? What would the name be of a nail polish, nail art studio where people come in and get their nails done. I say people because it seems like, you know, both genders these days love getting their nails worked on. So what would the name of that store be called? Attached are the Mice Heroes and Terrible Nasties in question. Hugs and kisses, Tyler. And so here, let's have a quick look. Now, we already know that there's another email to this, but here are his little mouselings or mouses, nieces. Very, very cool. I like them. I'm not particularly fond of little mice people, but, you know, because I'm not fond of mice in general, but these are very cool. I like them. Very interesting. Come on. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong damn thing. Here we go. Ooh. I like this little contrast to your picture. I like this little character over here. It's pretty cool. And this guy's kind of cool. Oh, look, he's got a little tool belt. Oh, he's got blood on his sword. Ooh, jeez. It's tough times when the mice are killing each other with swords. Oh, here they are more finished. Oh, look at this. So much more color depth on them. I really like them. I like the picture too. The orangey red is kind of vibrant. It's kind of bright. Yeah. Whoa, what the heck are these things? Why is it all redacted over here on the sides? What's going on? And so for the bugs and such, if you're thinking like nail polish, yeah, get yourself some of that iridescent nail polish. And you spray these things in a gloss black, like Krylon spray. Give them a gloss black, just very lightly as you can. I did mine in 2 coats for an Eldar vehicle that I had been working on. And then, yeah, you can just airbrush that on and then just pick the base out. Yeah. You could also, if you don't want to go with the nail polish route, you could also just prime them normally, base them black, and then lay down some colored metallics if you want, and then go with some ghost tints and then some iridescent medium. That'll also give you a nice buggy like appearance as well. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, there's many routes you can go as far as you know, creating that, you know, that insect iridescence kind of thing. Oh yeah, we have more pictures too. So more pictures, bang, boom. This is the same one. Tyler fooled me. Damn Tyler. Yeah, it's the same damn email. Why does he send it twice? What the F? So anyway, thank you, Tyler, for sending that in. Yeah, for going for that iridescent bug look, I mean, there's a couple ways you can go. I mean, you can do it by nail polish, which, you know, you can get it done, you know, relatively quickly. And if you did it by acrylic lines, I mean, you could lay down, you know, black and then metallics and then use like ghost tints and then put like a coating of iridescent medium on top, or even taking like metallic medium and just kind of bring it out towards the ends of like, you know, objects and stuff like that, and that would give you that shiny bugness. Of course, finish it off with a gloss coat as well. But if you're doing it by nail polish, the nail polish that I've been playing with is the company is called Finger Paints. Finger Paints. Painting for your fingers. And this color here in particular is Dimensional Design. Dimensional Design. It just sounds ominous, right? It sounds ominous. Dimensional Design. So anywho, thank you, Tyler, for sending that in, and you know, we'll grab some beers later. When? I have no idea, but later. Of course, he's also been playing a lot of Destiny 2 with my son and kids and stuff. So I don't do Destiny 2. I don't like the floatiness of the game. It just annoys the crap out of me. I almost gave you an honest opinion. Comments. Anthony B. I will always bug you about shotgunning beers. Yeah, and Lee, Mini Wargamer Lee, he told me a really good one for shotgunning beers, using a straw, and like, you know, I think I talked about this last time, but yeah, I have yet to try that one. You know, Kris is supposed to be, you know, trying to take care of himself here, and you guys are all encouraging him to drink and be crazy, and you know, be crazy. Lazy. Okay, here we go. Here's if if I was to open up a nail art store where people come in and get their nails done, these are the names. Here we go. Now I'm gonna have to copyright all these because some of these are pretty good. Lazy Monkey says Nurglebum nail art. I don't know if I could use Nurglebum because it might be trademarked Nurgle, right? But Nurglebum might not be. Ghost of Starman Deluxe, Way of the Pedicure. Yeah, I like that one too. G Squared, Chris's creepy crystal nails. KKK, that's not good. Kevin Cabal, Chris's nail polish palace. Nail polish palace. Dark Commission, the Nail Lodge. I think that's a movie, isn't it? Where not that kind of nailing goes on, but anyway. Ghost of Starman Deluxe slogan: take care of your nails and they'll take care of you. G Squared, I guess KKK would be wrong though. yeah, a little bit. Chris's creepy crystal nails. Clayton Tate, Madame Christie's nail salon. Huh? What? The Mobius, nail and grope. Hey, man, come on now. I'm not like some sort of pervert here. Jeez. The name would be apt, but... Anthony B, episode 171, Mooses, Mises, and Mices. Oh my. What does that have to do with... Oh, that was the episode name. Mooses, Mises, and Mices. Oh my. That's a good one too, Anthony. Yeah. G Squared. Ass capes and nails. That's not bad. So far, I'm liking Way of the Pedicure, actually. I mean, that one seems kind of obvious, but yeah, I'm kind of with that one, actually. Aquamaster. Are we doing an after party call on Discord or something like that? Yeah, of course. We always do something on Discord afterward, because we might film a game later. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait till see how it all plays out. Aaron Seach, there he is. Hello, Kris. Hello, fellow monkeys. Late to the party, but I'm here for now. Working on Saturdays should be illegal. Well, I'm here on a Saturday, and I'm kind of working because, I mean, I'm working for you guys, right? I mean, Saturday's supposed to be my day off too, but here I am, dancing like a monkey and being a fool for your entertainment. Aquamaster. My music teacher got arrested. It turns out she was fingering A minor. That's pretty good, Aqua. That's a good one. You're a bit young for that kind of joke. But it's funny. Clayton Tate, nailed by the Nurglebum. Nailed by the Nurglebum. The Mobius, I broke a G string fingering A minor. Jeez Louise. People are awful. You know what? I said in the beginning of the show that the monkeys they're a great bunch of people. No, they're a bunch of perverts. Vito Verano painting. Hey Kris and monkeys. Tad late, but what's going on, playa? Playa. He comes in the other day, playa. Just laughed. It's funny. Anyway, Vito, you're not missing much. It's the usual silliness going on here. I'm surrounded by perverts. Oh yeah, that's right. We're if Kris was to ever venture off into another business, nail art, doing fingernails and stuff, what would the name of the shop be called? The Mobius. First, it's called a strawpedo. When you shuck in a beer with a straw, like a torpedo. Strawpedo. It's a strawpedo. Okay. straw pedo. I'm memorizing it now. It's going into the. I'm filing that back into the party log. Lazy Monkey. Chris's fried chicken and fake nails. Ugh. Ugh. George Hints. No, a pervert. Goes to Starman Deluxe. Of course, Chris's salon would have to use nail lube. It would have. I mean, that's serious business, man. I mean, you know. Tolo. Chris's nail ass cape. CW Griner. Time to kill time at the airport. Time to kill time? It's time to kill time. To kill at an airport time. Airport time. Time to kill airport time. To kill. Lazy Monkey. Chris should have read the music teacher thing in Fozzie Bear voice. Perfect delivery. I can't do a voice. I'd have to hear Fozzie Bear, because I remember I can see and I can imagine Fozzie Bear, but to do the voice, I don't think I've done the voice in so long. No, I'd have to hear Fozzie. I'd have to hear Fozzie Bear a couple times, and before I could, try and duplicate it. Anyway, yeah, the Fozzie Bear voice would have been good though, because I could just picture the ha ha, Anyway, Dark Commission. I was beaten up by a giant ant, but then the doctor said I'd be okay. What? I was beaten up by a giant ant, but the doctor said I'd be okay. Whoa. Somebody's meds are just kicking in. Aaron Siege. Napalm and nail polish. Ooh. That's kind of cool too. Napalm and nail polish. Anthony B. Episode 171. Revenge of the Pervs. Oh, jeez. Play Tape, episode 171. Re-railing the Kris train with an all your endo on the tracks. With an your endo. With an in your endo on the tracks. Jeez, that was a mouthful. George Hints, too much lag. Is there lag? Oh no, is there lag? No, not lag. Can I move this? Okay, well, stream still seems to be going good. My up is still good. Everything's still good. Everything is showing. It's all 5x5 here, man. It's all 5x5. Lazy Monkey. Halloween is coming. Somebody needs to get Kris a few buckets of paint, some tarps, and a Swedish Chef costume. Oh, right. I better get on that, eh? Because, yeah, I said I was going to do it for the Halloween, so. Oh. Things we do to make people happy. Jeez. Where are we in these emails here? Ooh. We're getting pretty close. What time are we at here? Oh, we got plenty of time for emails. In fact, we might be able to get through all the emails today. All the emails. This is an email from Frederick. Hello, Kris. Thank you for the nice critique last time. I've sent in some pics of my latest work and would love to hear your thoughts on them. Thank you kindly for the great content. Regards, Frederick. And so let's have a look at Frederick's work here. If it ever works. Ooh, look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this. I love all the detail. Yeah. Look at that guy. He looks awesome. Anybody ever watch Blacklist? It's a show with, what the hell's his name there? David Spade. No, David Spade? No, not David Spade. Is it David Spade? Anyway. No, James Spader. That's it. James Spader. David Spade. Anyway, there's a character in the show that kind of looks like this. That Spader's character is always approaching because he needs his help. And he looks like this from the show. Actually, he's got my mustache. What the hell? Anyway. Really nice. I like the detail. I like the color. Looks good. Here's another angle of it. Ooh, look at the base. Nice. Very nice. Nice dry brushing on this. Nice and even. Ooh, Repens. Wow, here's a mod I haven't seen in a long time. I still have mine somewhere. Isn't she supposed to have a banner? Isn't she? Isn't she supposed to have a banner? Really nice colors though. I like the colors. Works really well. Looks really good. Another angle. Ooh, look at the shield. Very nice. Bases are what? Green stuff. And just sculpted the lines in and just trimmed it up and such, I'm going to assume. Either way, I like the nice marbling pattern kind of thing going on. Almost like it's like a church floor or something. Very, very cool. Ooh, look at this. Very nice. Oh, look at all the... Yeah, okay, so it's green stuff and then he's just sculpting the lines in. Very cool. Are these guys, what is it, the Dogs of War? It's an old fantasy, like, faction. It was like mercenaries and War Machine. Ooh, dwarf. Oh, is this the dwarf? Were we talking about this dwarf before? About the OSL and such on him? Yeah. Hammer. Yeah. We've talked about this guy before. Very, very cool. Like the flesh tone. Like the beard. Like the green on the hammer. Very nice. Oh, backside. Oh, look at the big scary face on the back. That's cool. That looks nice. I think with the OSL, see how like on the bottom of your foot here? That yellow would almost be that same yellow here, and then on that edge, and then just a little bit on that edge. And so uniformly, this would be a lot brighter. This would be mid, and that could be dark, right? Because, you know, it all depends on how much light is transmitting, right? Things to bear in mind when doing the OSL on things like that. Yeah. Otherwise, fantastic. Looks awesome. Oh, can we see the Psyker over here? He's a Psyker, but he looks like a wizard with a laser pistol. Very, very cool. Now this wasn't it, was it? I thought there was something. I thought there was another. No, I guess that was it. That was it. That was it, Frederick. That was it. Anyway. Back to the comments. Aaron Seach, Way of the Perverts. Vito, nailing you good. Yeah, that's an excellent name. That's an excellent name right there. I like that one too. Nailing you good. I like that because I could see it like right on the thing there. It's like, who the hell would go to this place? Nailing you good. You end up with just kind of the skeeviest kind of clientele ever. Just, I like getting my nails done at Nail You Good. Anyway, Dark Commission, that Kris, the start and the end of that joke were a few comments apart. Okay. Oh, but the thing, right? It was about the thing. I don't remember. Now that comment's so far along, it's like, what? Oh, man. Random mob. If I go to Kris Nail Shop and I don't leave with an Aquila on my nails, I demand a refund. Ooh, an Aquila on the nails. That'd be actually pretty cool. Somewhere nice and big, like on the thumb. Or, like on your toenail. Yeah. Or like flames. Aquila. Or get like the marks of chaos on your fingers, you know. Just crazy crap like that. I might have to do it. I might have to, you know, I just might have to make this up. And I think I will call it either Way of the Pedicure or Nailing You Good. That's too funny, Vito. Oh man. CW Kreiner. So is the best way to do the puddles on bases to actually cut holes in the base and put plastic in the bottom and fill it with water resin? I've seen that many times. People taking cutting a trench out of the base and then filling making the base a bit deeper so that you can get some water effects in there. It really depends on what you want to do with the water. If you want to have that water have some depth, say for example you want to have like little fishies, or you want to have some of the rock texture kind of going into the thing, then you might want to go with a bit more depth. If you just simply want to convey that feeling, I mean, heck, all it takes is just laying a deeper color, bringing a brighter color on the edges, fading it out, and then putting a heavy gloss on top. That's all it takes, right? I mean, if you were doing, say, the base with kind of like splashing waves and stuff like that, like it's on the model's kind of standing at the edge of a beach or something, again, you might want to do water resin and stuff like that. It all depends on what you want to do, like what kind of look you're going for, what the atmosphere is, what you're trying to say with the model. You know what I mean? Like, it's completely subjective. Like, really, there's no right or wrong to how much water should be on a base, how to do the base. You know what I mean? It just all depends on what you're trying to convey. Like, how important is the water on the base? Is it tied into your table theme? Is it is it part of a diorama that you're making? Because if it's part of a diorama, then you want to go with resin, something that gives a bit more depth and realism, right? Rather than simply just painting it. So hopefully CW that helps. Again, it's just really what do you want to do? I mean, one is going to be more work. If you're doing it for rank and file type guys, do you really want to spend that amount of time on them? If it's for a diorama or for your centerpiece model, then I would go with the resin, because you get a much deeper result. And I mean, when you do resin, I mean, like, the fun part is like you can make like little fish and just put them in the water, and you have these little fish submerged into the resin, and you know what I mean, like, and it just looks really cool. You know what I mean? Have a little bit more of that depth and character into the piece. Andy Clark, never fear, I'm here. You're like, you missed like 3/4 of the show, man. Dark Commission, you'd get burnt out of the nail business because the Hells Angels have got it sewn up. Really? The Hells Angels, eh? The Hells Angels. The Hells Angels, eh? Well, no, that settles that then. Random Mob, all aboard for the pedicure stream. Huh? The Mobius, hang on, I have an airbrush and women spend an obscene amount of money on nails. Maybe I should go into nail painting on the side. Would pay for more commission work. Exactly. Why not? Take these skills elsewhere. I mean, if you get really good at your miniature painting and you got the tools, why not? It's like, if you're taking really good pictures of miniatures and stuff like that, and you love taking pictures, then why not take your good camera and go take pictures and, see if you can make a buck at it. Why not? Aaron Seach, finger bangs. Finger bangs. I could see that one if it was a finger and hair joint, right? I mean, like, if you were coming in to get, because like bangs, right? You know what I mean? You come in and get your hair done and get your nails done. I could see finger bangs. Yes, I could see that. These are all great names, by the way. I should TM them right away. Oh man. You, Clayton Tate, episode 172. Getting nailed on the pedi train. No. Aaron Seach, you've got nailed. Soviet, nailed it. That's another good one. Nailed it. That's very apt, actually. Nailed it. These are all fantastic names, man. Stop! You guys are gonna make me leave this hobby and go start off a nail business, and fight amongst all the other nail business. Apparently, Hell's Angels. Anyway. Steve McDemon, take care of your nails and they'll take care of you. Sorry, Steve. We've already had that one run by. That's what you get for showing up to the class late. Ebb and Flow 386 blah. Sup, everybody? Sup, Ebb and Flow. The Mobius. The Hells Angels are scared of Kris. I don't think they know of Kris. And let's keep it that way. They don't have to know about me. And I don't have to know about them. And we can all live peacefully, not knowing about each other. Dark Commission, nails from scratch. Not bad. Not bad. Steve McDemon, aw. Yeah, well, that's, show up to class late again. You'll miss it. Okay, let's do email. Headphones. Email time. It's email time. I think that's still my favorite one, though. Anyway, this is from Keith. Clumsy Juggler. Hi, Kris. I was wondering if you've ever tried brushes designed for painting fingernails on mini. Here we are back to fingernails again. I stumbled on some online when looking for new brushes and noticed a nail art section on the art supply website. The brush I ordered is a 00 liner brush, which has bristles about 3 times as long as a regular mini painting brush. It is a lower brush in the first image. I did a couple quick tests and it looks promising for specific uses. I painted the tartan kilt really quickly by loading the brush with paint and using the edge to paint the stripes. The flannel was done the same way. The tiger stripe camo was also really quick to do, and I think it would work well for doing a large squad of minis. Anyway, I haven't seen these brushes mentioned in any tutorial, so hopefully other monkeys can add these to their toolboxes. Keith, Clumsy Juggler. And so let's have a peek at the brushes he's talking about. Now, okay, hold on. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. So the bottom one is the liner brush. Now, these brushes are fairly common, and they are called liners. And they are often made, typically they're from Sables, but you can get some of the synthetic ones as well. And basically with these brushes, they are often used in oil painting for like fine lines and just really fine work. And they're often designed for work with the oil paint when you have it in a very thinned out consistency and you're just working with just like really fine lines and such, right? But it's really fantastic because it's got this really small bristle point, but because it has such a long bristle length, it has a lot of draw to it. Like there's a lot of, like you can, like if you were using ink, the ink would just soak right in and you could draw for a while with this because it would have so much, it's going to hold, a large amount of color. And so here he's showing some examples of his work. I really like that. That's really cool. This one here, or is this the same model? No, it's not the same model. Yeah, I like how the tartan looks over here. This one's kind of hard to see. The tiger stripes, very, very cool. Yeah, you're getting a great amount of control. Now, I think really where a brush like this would really be helpful in a lot of people's arsenal. Not to say that you don't need it, but you don't really need it. I mean, if you're using a fine detail brush like this, you really don't need a brush like this. But sometimes there might be the instance where you want to be able to have a longer draw and you want to be able to draw longer lines more continuously on a surface. Let's say, for example, you were freehanding little spirals or, you're freehanding little designs onto the model surface. You'd probably want a brush more like this for those kind of cases. Is this for doing eyeballs and such? No, not really. again, because it has so much draw, you're gonna touch the model surface, and it's gonna bleed out all over to the model, and it's gonna, you're gonna have a lot of paint exiting the bristles, versus the regular kind of detail brush, which has a shorter bristle length. Also, with the shorter bristle length, you often have a firmer resistance here, versus these liners where these hairs feel like they can kind of go anywhere. It's almost like, a bendable reed kind of thing. It's just they go everywhere, versus the shorter bristles. And oftentimes, if they have like a bristle mixture in them, like a lot of the Citadel ones, they're not all pure sable. They're a mix of other hairs in there, and it gives them some rigidity, and that helps when doing some small details. Whereas, a brush like this, actually, where like a brush like this would really come in handy? If you were doing panel lines on like an Eldar vehicle, or on any tank for that matter, if you're doing panel lines, this is where this kind of brush would come in super handy. Super, super handy. So, yeah, thank you, Clumsy Juggler, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. If anybody's looking for that kind of brush, they're often found in the oil painting section. You'll find those kinds. Usually, like as far as like nail art is concerned, a lot of the brushes, they're borrowing from art community anyway. It's very few, a lot of time you're probably going to find a lot of synthetic brushes in nail art product lines, versus we as miniature painters, we tend to look at the oil and watercolor type of brushes, because that's more consistent with what kind of painting we're doing. We're not using solvent-based type paints. We're not using those kinds of paints. And the kind of work we're doing, especially when we're breaking our colors down to thin consistencies, is more like watercolor kind of consistency. There's still a lot of pigment there, but it travels much, much thinner. Nail art, as far as I can tell, the paint is not very thin. When you're applying it onto a nail, it's got to be quite thick. It's got to be quite hard. It's because it's an enamel, because it's got to survive, because your hands are constantly hitting against things, and you want to reduce the chance of the paint cracking, chipping, falling off. And solvent-based paints have all those characteristics that make it tough, weatherable. That's why it's used for car paint, because it hangs onto a metal surface, and it takes a severe impact to knock that paint loose or disturb it, right? Versus if you try to use an acrylic paint on your car, that would come flying off the first time you went up to 100 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't hang on. It doesn't have the strength. Where are we in the comments? Nicholas Allen, hey fellow monkeys and Chris, what's everyone's thoughts on the Citadel painting app? Like it, though I'm disappointed the model section doesn't allow to make custom schemes on minis. That's another one. I had talked about the painting app in the beginning of the show. I had just gone through it fairly quickly, and I think it's a good tool for the very beginner. Intermediates, sure, get some out of it. Some more of the advanced type of people, they'll probably get it anyway, just to build on the knowledge of what colors were used in what color schemes. But otherwise, it's not going to really impact their painting much. But as far as like a beginner, knowing having those colors laid out helpfully, and of course it links across to other videos as well. I wish that the paintbrush section was a little bit more explanatory, like to give new people an idea on what kind of brushes should they be using for particular kinds of jobs. I think that would have been kind of fun. You know what I mean? Like, because they used to have like brushes labeled like the tank brush. Okay, well, it gives you an indication as to what kind of job that brush is going to get, right? It's going to be used often for like tanks or scenery or whatever, right? So yeah, I think it could be refined a little bit more. But again, remember, this thing is free, and also this is a marketing tool. Bear that in mind as well. This is to get you buying more stuff. So also bear that in mind. I mean, they got to stay in business too, right? So, Dark Commission. When I oil painted pictures years ago, I used Liquin to thin the paint. Liquin? Then someone pointed out I painted like a watercolorist. Right, well, because if you prefer the thin consistency, like most of the time, like whenever I'm working with oil paint, yeah, I give it a slight thin. I usually just almost like how I paint the miniatures. If anybody's ever watched the way I paint miniatures, it's kind of like how I oil paint. I'll dunk the brush in water, give it a quick snap. Whatever residual moisture is in the bristles is what I thin the color down with. And I used to do that with my oil paints as well. I would clean the brush, draw the excess cleaner out of, because I often would use just turpentine, and I often use just turpentine to thin my colors as well. Because I really wouldn't thin the color too much. And I work with very heavy-bodied oils. And I'd have the oil paint on my brush, and to draw it through, and it was just enough to just kind of turn it almost like warm butter, really is about the consistency. Maybe a bit thicker than warm butter. Warm butter that is not, it's not free-flowing, it's just kind of soft, and, it's really smooth and on the surface. It's very glistening on the surface. And that's how I often prefer to work with my oil paints. And I would work with it very, very thick. Oh, yeah. I'd use, like, a lot of times I'll use, like, a palette knife just to move the color across. Like, if I was filling out my canvas, oh, yeah, I'd hit it a bit with some color, and then take my palette knife, and then I would just, and almost like I was doing stucco. I'd have the paint there. It's like I like a nice firm base when I'm doing the oil colors, because as you build the picture out from the canvas, it's better to have the thicker base and work with your colors thickest first, and slowly build out to your thinnest colors. And so you want to have all your vibrant colors and all these initial points laid out. Of course, then you also, because it's oil paint, you can create some really wonderful blends and stuff like that. And you have like a week to work with the thing, so it's fantastic. So sometimes, I'd be sitting there looking at it and go, not happy with that. Come in with my palette knife and just, scrape that area clean, rework it, and, come back and work on it again. And so you always work with the colors thickest to thin. You never want to have thick oil paint sitting on top of thin oil paint. You always want thin oil paint sitting on top of thick oil paint. And so, yeah. But watercolor, I didn't do really much watercolor. I don't know why. I've got like a whole bunch of watercolors, and maybe I'll have to play around with some watercolor sometime. Just play around. I still have my canvas piece I still have got to finish. I don't know why. I just thought of that, but yeah, I should finish that soon. Anyway, what time we at here? Holy moly, we got 30 minutes left of the show. Aquamaster, we have an after show call in Discord? Yeah, we already asked that. And I said, yeah, we are. We always do. We always go to Discord right after the show. Right after the show, we're in Discord. Ebb and Flow at Nicholas. I was hoping they would have offered variations in the factions. Sure, but I mean, the way that, the thing you got to bear in mind is, because when you go by color, they offer many ways on doing the color, which is great. And so when you're looking at an Eldar and they only show Uthwi, well, all you got to do is go look to the reds. What kind of red? Kind of white. You know what I mean? And you can just build upon that. It's just to help you get things going. It's not a full complete how-to. Yeah. The Mobius. Clay Tate. We need a nail-themed name for this episode. We've already got the name. What are you talking about? We got the name. It's Music Calms the Savage Painter. Why do we have to get nailed and detailed? Nailed and detailed. Clayton, I mean, I'm only joking when I say there's a prize at the end of this. Like when you get picked, there's a prize. Oh yeah, Clayton, you're supposed to also send me your shipping info. Your shipping info. Where to ship something to you, because I've been meaning to, get something shipped to you. Anywho. The Mobius. Kris, do you have any ideas for painting the Harlequin Riders for my color shift jet bikes? For your color scheme? No, I have no freaking clue. I am looking for an all-over body suit color, and I'm not like the checks and stuff. Maybe colored gloss metallic. I considered that because like I had done the my Harlequin riders. I had done them in a bone, but you know what? I'm not 100% behind the bone. I don't know why. I'm not 100% behind the bone, but I don't know. I might go with something else. I might go with something that's a little bit more kind of colored towards. I had recently done the cleaved color scheme for Chaos Marines, and I kind of liked how it looked. How it had this very desaturated, pinkish kind of color, and I kind of liked the look, and I kind of thought it would work well because the way the color kind of looked to me was like a desaturated version of how the vehicle looks. The main thing of my Star Reaver. Where here, like, you know, because I started doing like the masks in gold, and I did the canopy in yellow. You can see the canopy is like, might not be able to see too well, but anyway, the vehicle itself has this purpley kind of look to it. And I've got like bone on the interior, and I've got bone on the guns, and I was going to do the Harlequins in a bone, but I'm not 100% behind that. And in a certain light, the color scheme that I did for the cleaved, where it was basically all I did was I took Slaanesh gray, thinned out carbon crimson, and applied that. So just the carbon crimson was residing in the details, and the overall surface wasn't tinted very much. It was tinted, but it wasn't very much, and it gave it this very kind of desaturated, kind of pink kind of look. And I kind of like the look. And I was thinking, you know, because it almost looks like the vehicle itself, whereas it has this very desaturated kind of magenta almost. Whereas you gotta get. This is gonna be difficult when I do the showcase video. When I finally get this thing done, doing the showcase video for this is gonna be a challenge because of lighting. Like how do I get the light to reflect off this to show how the light really plays on this model, because the vehicle, it bounces all sorts of colors back at you. It's like just different colors. It's blues, purples, yellows, and you know, all sorts of stuff. It's crazy. It's craziness. Where am I in the comments? I don't know. Oh yeah, so the Mobius, yeah. So doing the Harlequin riders, I have no idea what color are your jet bikes, right? Like, what do you want to do? I mean, doing colored metallics for your riders, sure. Pick something that looks good alongside the base color of whatever your bikes are. Because I was thinking of using this similar kind of paint on the bikes that I've got, and you know, I'm thinking of doing that bone color, and I'm not 100% behind the bone color. I'm just not feeling it. You know what I mean? And so, I'm probably going to change directions as far as how that Harlequin looks. So, and it'll probably, you know, influence the way I do the rest of the Harlequins. You know, because I still have a bunch of Harlequins. I got like the 3 boxes of Warriors, a couple units of bikes, and 2 of the vehicles. You know, just a small little contingent for my force. Clayton Tate, episode 171, nailing it forever. Dark Commission liquid is Winsor Newton oil paint thinner and dries the paint quicker. Interesting. Never used it. Slapdash Minis, hi guy. Clayton Tate, Slappy. We saw your email about the bugs. Yeah. Yeah. So Slapdash, Tyler, I had done your email already today, and you know, talked about it for a minute or two. George Hintz, they also have a painting app that you can pay for. It might have more. Really? Is there there's a paid for painting app? Or is it from Citadel, or is it from somebody else? Because I don't know, they've been pushing this app for like the last couple months, talking about this app. Subway Res, episode 171, the one where I spill my paint water, my water pot. random mob. I literally don't think I paint well enough to buy Harlequin. That's not entirely true. The Harlequins can be as colorful and non-colorful as you want. If you look in the book, the Codex for Harlequins, there's a really basic color scheme in there. They're just black and white. It looks good, but it's just black and white. And I mean, so Harlequins don't have to be, like, you don't have to be intimidated by Harlequins. I also have quite a few videos on doing the effects on Harlequins, like creating, like, the stripes and the diamonds and all that stuff. But yeah. Slapdash Minis. I got a tee and it ripped on a nail the same day I got it. LOL. I think I'm gonna patch it. Yeah, you gotta patch it, man. What the hell? Gotta patch it. Gotta, I mean, I'm wearing mine today. Here, hold on. Go way back. There we go. See? Gotta patch it. You got it. Just got it. All right. Let's see. Well, can we do one more email? What time are we at here? 5 minutes? Oh, we got plenty of time to do another email. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Which one did we do? Oh, we did that one. Okay. So, this one, next one. Well, here. Headphones. email time. Email time. That still cracks me up. This is from Ray. Hi. I've been watching some of your old quick tip vids, and it seems that you are well above us tabletop standard painters. So this seems to be the good place to ask my question. I watched one of your old quit tips, just for quick tips videos about glow and eye effect where you demonstrated it on a silver Necron and it looked somewhat okay. Probably too bright a model, as you said. But I need your help and suggestion on how to do glowing eyes in a very quick and to be noticeable on an arm's length distance. Reason? What's the reason for this? I am going to paint a lot of Age of Sigmar Dryads. Now, the color of my Dryads is a basic tabletop standard 2 layers of Xander Dust, followed by 1, 2, 3 layers of Agrax Earthshade, layers of shade to give some brown variety. The result is, for me, more than good enough for being tabletop standard, but I feel they lack something, and that is where I want the glowing eyes. Specifically, I think yellow glowing eyes would suit it. Interesting. Yeah, yellow would be very cool. So how would you recommend a fast and effective way to give glowing yellow eyes to dark brown wandering tree trunks? I have been thinking about dabbing yellow, but I can't find anyone who sells small round dry brushes. Or using yellow wash, but I don't know what the result would be from that. P.S. My hobby store sells paints from GW Vallejo range, so feel free to suggest from any of those 2 ranges. Ray. So, Ray, if you're going to create some OSL, some glowing eyes, basically OSL, Object Source Lighting. Object being the eyeballs, they are the source of the light, and they are emanating light from their eyes, right? So that's what we want to go for. Now, you want to go for a yellow kind of glow. Now, they're already fairly Xandri Dust with what is it? Agrax? Yeah, Xandri Dust. Xandri Dust is actually fairly light. Because Xandri Dust, yeah, or this is Xandri Desert. And I mean, Xandri Desert, that's already pretty light. That's more like, it's almost like Averland Sunset, almost. I've used this in conjunction with Averland Sunset. And, doing about 3 coats of Agrax Earthshade, that's pretty heavy duty. So hopefully, it is dark enough. Now to do the yellow glow, few ways you can go about this. If the tree trunk is dark enough, if you've brought it down sufficiently dark, you could create on the outer perimeter of the eyes. You can come in with, say, what's the color? You could probably use like Joker orange, or yeah, I'd probably go with Joker orange just because it covered. But I mean, even Fire Dragon Bright, like a, kind of like it's a very light orange. Probably Fire Dragon Bright, Joker orange, Fire Dragon Bright. Yeah, see, like the Joker orange or Jacaro orange, excuse me, is this kind of orange color versus Fire Dragon Bright, which is a little bit brighter. As you can see, it has a lot going on. If you do that along the outer perimeter of the eyes, now you don't want to do it above the brow. You want to have it below the brow, because if the light is emanating from it within the sockets, that the light wouldn't come out here and then all of a sudden wrap up here. You would have it at the brow, but it would definitely highlight the cheek, right? So you can have the light coming from the cheek, or from the corners of the eyes out towards the cheek, and then the underside of the brow. You wouldn't have it all the way, in. Start off with one of these, and then you can go with Averland Sunset inside, and then a dot of Flash Gets Yellow, and then if you can manage it, the tiniest of dots of white. Once that's all said and done, you can give it a final glaze of Lamenter's Yellow, just to kind of tie all the yellows together and pull that orange more yellow, right? Now, typically, and then if you've watched a few of the videos on how I do that particular technique, which is done with glazing, is where you take the color, you thin it down to a very thin consistency, not too thin, but a very thin consistency. Definitely would recommend using mediums to do it, not just water, because water will change the viscosity, whereas medium will keep it acting more like a paint, and doing that, providing that glaze. And that way you can break a color down like this, thin, and do 1 or 2 layers and slowly build up, because you don't want to come in with a color like this on top of that brown and put too much at once. That will just kind of, kill the effect. I mean, it'll look pretty bright and intense, but it won't have the gradient look to it. Now, if you've never glazed before in your life, this kind of stuff is going to be kind of tricky, and it's going to take you a while to get used to. And if you're relatively new to painting, this kind of thing is going to be a challenge, and you're going to have to take your time. There is no quick way to do this. Even by airbrush, it doesn't happen very quickly. It's somewhat easier, but you can still just as quickly mess it up with an airbrush. But yeah, you're gonna definitely have to take your time. This is something that's gonna require a lot of effort, because to do it right, you're gonna have to glaze it. There's no easy way to achieve these effects. And I know a lot of people out there who are relatively new to painting. They often always want to do these kind of complex things, but man, baby steps, man, baby steps. Nobody comes out of this thing top speed and knows how to do everything right away. That it takes practice, man, and so it's gonna be tough, and you're probably not going to succeed the first time you try it. Don't be discouraged by that. Just keep doing it, keep going, keep practicing, and eventually you will master it. So hopefully you get that. Hopefully that helps, and send a picture of your efforts, even if you've done a few and you find that you're getting better and better at it. Send me a picture of all of them. Show me your first one to your last one, and I'll bet you there's probably a difference in them just from practicing, thinning out the color, applying it. But yeah, definitely, please. So hopefully that helps, Ray, and again, send me pictures. What time are we at here? Holy man, we're after 2 o'clock, so that means end of the show. Back to the comments here. Anything in the comments? Did I miss? I don't think I missed. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on now. I don't know what everybody's talking about. So I'm not going to read it. As I have no idea what's going on here. If you are brand new to this hobby, you need a question, you need help with the color scheme, you need some answers to what all this gobbledygook is all about, send your questions to Kris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. Of course, you can join us on Facebook. It's in the description below. And you can join on Instagram and Twitter and Discord. Discord's been a lot of fun. Discord has been so much fun. It's a great way to keep connecting with everybody. Of course, after Way of the Brush, we always jump onto Discord and have a little quick talk after that as well. Of course, because it's always fun to ask, kind of verbally, right? I mean, you can send an email and it might not convey exactly what you're talking about. And so when you join us on Discord, you can ask. Unless, of course, your native language is in English, and then, I'm going to have trouble and, have a hard time. So, yeah, maybe we better stick to the emails. So it's all in the description below. Way the Brush t-shirts, just like I'm wearing. You want to look like a connoisseur of all things good and holy in this universe. You need yourself a Way the Brush t-shirt. And, of course, for everybody on Patreon, who's been supporting me so far, thank you very much. It's been super helpful. It's been great, and I'm this close. I think what I want to do is next is the capture card. I think I'm going to go with an external so that I can do my high qualityness back again. Because I mean, this webcam's been great. But this was only a stopgap, this camera, because I'm not entirely happy with. See how the color, see how the light changes, how it goes from light to dark, see, like that. I don't like that. I like to be able to control that and keep that steady, so it's not always going back and forth. And I wish I could control that on that camera, but I can't. So if I could control that on this camera, then this camera would be enough. But it's not enough. Anyway, so yeah, it's all in the description below. And I think we're done for the show. I think we're done. We learned something though, didn't we? Oh, you know what? Let's end on a happy note again. Let's end on a happy note. Hold on. He looks like he's gonna cry. he's like, you bastard! You hit me in the face. Yeah. Oh, sounds like a sea lion. Yes, Satan. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys next week. Oh,